for listeners, changing your allocations in your 401k to 100% stock. That's not smart. I'm talking about just the new money that you're adding in that first gets put into stocks. Like all your new contribution money, there's a separate section when you're making your contributions that money all goes to stocks. That should be all into stocks, in my opinion, because you're buying things on sale. Maybe in your 401k plan, you can go change the rebalancing method in there to rebalance every 6 months or once a year or on a different timing because you're doing this. But all of those are some, I believe, tactical strategies that can help take advantage of lower prices right now.
That's a great strategy, Brent. I didn't think of that way. Good clarification, because I was going to tell you, well, hold on, pump the brakes. Some clients should think about their risk tolerance if they rebalance all out of their bonds. But yeah, it makes sense. Send those contributions to stocks. Buy when they're on sale.
Yeah. And would you agree, because now we have this extension of not having to put it into traditional IRAs or Roth IRAs until July 15th, that if people are making their contributions to IRAs and they still haven't done it, that they should kind of take that same strategy, just dump that money in a majority of stocks for right now?
Yes. Yeah, it depends. Yeah, absolutely. It just depends though. I mean, we're almost back to where we kind of started falling at in February, right? I mean, the clients who got aggressive in March and April are really being rewarded right now. The ones who didn't took the conservative approach and stood pat are slowly getting back there as well.
And I think looking at for you, and if you're married, you and your spouse, if you haven't already, look for contributing last year and for this year now, just getting both contributions for both years out of the way and for both parties if you are married, and then using that strategy that you talked about, Brent, for all stocks, and you're really maximizing that principal all in one shot instead of waiting till next year to get another contribution or anything like that. So just a good time where you can get even more money into those IRA accounts and take advantage of the low stock prices.
I can't think of a better time for people to really be spending time doing full financial planning and doing portfolio changes, because right now people should possibly be rebuilding their portfolio. I mean, now's as good as any. If your portfolio's the allocations aren't right, or you don't know if your portfolio is built for your timing with retirement or your financial plan, you want to hold things that you're going to hold for a long term. Like right now is a great time, in my opinion, to start rebuilding your portfolio so that it looks the way you want it to look in the long term.
I couldn't agree more. I've been doing that on my personal portfolio. I've been moving a lot of cash into stocks. I've rebuilt some of my common stock positions, and then wife and I are looking for a house right now. So we've definitely been working on our plan. We're taking advantage of what's happening in the economy and really using it to our advantage, which is what people should do instead of being complacent.
Yeah. I mean, if you had a stock that you didn't want to own, you've just held it either for because the tax ramifications of selling it, or just the stock isn't as good of a stock as you once when you purchased it. I mean, right now is a good time to consider it, right? Making the change.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a client I'm doing that with right now. We've been diversifying out of a stock that he's held for a very long time that he got stock options through his employer. And we've been diversifying it into a all stock portfolio to keep the growth and the risk level where it's at. And yeah, he's getting out of it with 0 taxes paid, which is really, really nice.
And I think it's easier right now too to actually gauge how well your portfolio is performing. It's easier to see the difference of what you should kind of be making against what you are making in a down market than it is in an up market. Like when it's going up, the mindset is it's going up, everything's good. But in a down market, it gives kind of even more initiative to say, am I really doing a good job with this portfolio, and should I be making changes? Because it's going to show more in the down market than it is in the up market, in my opinion. I don't know how you guys feel, but just a really good time to look under the microscope right now, because you're going to see those flaws. They're going to show in a market like this.
Any other strategies that are on the forefront of your mind?
Not really for me. I mean, the one thing I'll just keep hammering my final strategy, and Josh hit on it as well. Get aggressive when the market gets down. Let's just tattoo that on your body somewhere. Stock market down a lot, time to buy. Warren Buffett always says, "Buy America." That's one of the greatest sayings in business or the stock market.
I like that saying.
Yeah, I mean, have your money in savings. Keep money in savings for your rainy day. Build your 9 months rainy day fund. But if you have the ability to buy stocks, I mean, prices are low. Things are on sale. As we kind of round out the show and finish up, right now is as good as any to do a RPA recommends. We have more time than ever. So, Matthew, what do you have for RPA recommend?
I was going to go with The Last Dance because I think that's probably one of the better things that's on TV right now. Right? It's just such a well done show. I love the back and forth. But I don't know if Josh has used this on a previous pod, but Josh told me to watch Ozark on Netflix. Yeah, that's a great show. It's great. I didn't listen to him for a long time. I was like, nah, it's kind of boring. Like, I didn't like the first episode. And I ended up finally getting through that first episode. Gosh, what a great show that is. It's probably one of my top 5 favorite shows right now. So Ozark on Netflix.
Josh, what do you have for us?
You're welcome for the Ozark recommendation, Matt. You finally listened to me. It makes me happy. I'm smiling here now. Ozark, great show. But my recommends today, since the quarantine, kind of a few weeks after it got started, one thing that me and my wife like to do is take our dogs to like our local brewery to have a beer. And one of the local breweries that are here in Rancho Cucamonga built a drive-through to go pick up, your favorite beer from them through this time, and we definitely wanted to go support them. So they built a really cool drive-through with the menu when you drive up and everything. Everything's contactless. They'll even place it in your the beer when you buy it in your truck. So I just recommend supporting your local brewery through this time as well. If you are a beer drinker like I am.
Yeah, absolutely. I love supporting all small businesses right now. Everybody needs the business. If you can afford to, go support them. My RPA recommend is FLAV City, Bobby Parrish. Have you guys heard of him?
Oh, FLAV City.
I've never been a good cook my entire life. It's just not my strong point. I just don't have the patience for cooking. But Bobby Parrish is a guy that's on YouTube. He's on social media. He's on Instagram, Facebook. And he has taught me so much about like what ingredients to use, what not to use, how to create really healthy eating habits. And I've just in this quarantine, I've just fell in love with cooking and making food with my wife and kids. And it has completely rejuvenated. I think it's hard for me to look at a cookbook and just like follow the instructions. It's like very daunting, but for whatever reason, like watching a 4-minute video on how to do something that's short and easy, it's just been completely helpful for me to make healthy and quality foods. I recommend everybody checking them out. Would you guys agree?
Yeah. FLAV City, big fan of his too. He brings a lot of energy to his videos and his Instagram posts. So you have to put the FLAV City link in the show notes, Brent, so clients can check him out because he's good.
Yeah, it's completely changed the way that I shop at the grocery store. I mean, when I go to the grocery store now, it's completely different, which changes your eating habits. I have ingredients that I've never even bought in my whole life. I've had pans that I've never used for 10 years since we got married that we're using now.
Is it surprising though, some of the stuff that like he tells you not to buy? Like there's a lot more stuff he tells you to stay away from than actually purchase as far as from a health standpoint.
Yeah, and I still find myself making mistakes at the store, but you know what? It's a learning process and you just get better at it.
I remember when you used to bring those white bread turkey sandwiches to the office, and like the transition's been incredible. This guy, FLAV City, completely changed your life. He's good. Check him out.
Yeah. It's been a great transition. It's been a benefit that's come out of this thing. So, well, thanks for listening to the Retirement Plan Playbook. If you'd like to learn more about us or read our show notes, please go to retirementplanplaybook.com. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.